You know what I hate ever since I walked away from that show? Is that people keep trying to give me advice. Because I guess I've been, like, depressed. You know you be depressed and people be, like, trying to cheer you up. And then I in show business. That's what made me so mad about it. So they'd be saying stupid, hey, Dave, look, I know that was a rough experience, and I can only imagine what you've been through, but, you know, you just got to hang in there. And what you got to do is you just got to keep your chin up. Just keep your chin up, Dave. Word. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing wrong. My chin was too low. Shut the fuck up. It had nothing to do with my chin, nigga. Fucking keep your chin up. What kind of shit is this? See niggas walking around show business. Oh, I know. So, this girl I knew sent me a book called The Secret. She was like, listen, David, this is going to help you. It's called The Secret. I thought this, And I started reading the book, and I read like 5 pages of shit and threw it in the trash. I was fucking... I can't believe they sell this shit. Do you know what this bitch says the secret of life is? She said it was positive imagery. You gotta visualize the things you're gonna have happen in your life. Like, bitch, that's the secret of life to you? Then kill yourself. It's gotta mean more than that. Positive imagery. The bitch fly to Africa and tell one of them starving children that shit. What's wrong with you? I have not eaten in 5 days. What you need to do is visualize some roast beef and some mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh, please, bitch, you're killing me. Stop talking like that. No. The problem is you have a bad attitude about starving to death.
Stella, excuse me, Stella, no. Okay, for just one.
But, Miss Charlotte, you said later 2 hours ago.
Travis, when a woman says later, she really means not ever. Now run along. There are plenty of young fillies dying for you to waltz them into a stupor. Give me that napkin, quick!
What on earth for?
I swear I'm sweating like a sinner in church. Oh, dear, it's getting to be so late.
There's still a few stragglers.
It's just no fair. My prince is never coming.
Now,
I'll
Lottie.
never get anything I wish for.
Lottie, wait. Just calm down. Take it deep.
Maybe I just gotta wish harder.
Huh?
Please.
Lottie,
please,
you can't just wish on a star and expect things.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness Prince Naveen.
To be paying attention. If you understand racism, white supremacy, anytime you are around a television, your radar has got to be up. Like, what are these images that they are flashing on the screen? Why do they want me? Why? Oh, yay, Tater Pie is called in on Skype. But yeah, why do they want me watching this? Why are there commercials promoting this television show? Why are my children watching that? I mean, that is like giving your children strychnine, setting them in front of that television under white supremacy, and they don't understand it, or you're not, keeping an eye to see if maybe they're missing something. I mean, man, you got to pay attention.
Yes, and please correct me if I'm misunderstanding. Did you say that it would be a form of racism for a non-white person to say that they would not engage in sexual relations with a white person in the context of white supremacy?
Oh, sorry, what was that question?
Did you say that a non-white person would be guilty of racism if they were to say that they would not engage in sexual relations with a white person?
I think it goes any way.
I'm
any
sorry.
Race, denying any race would be a form of racism, I think.
In the context of white supremacy, and correct me if I'm wrong, did you not say that white people are, to paraphrase, would be the people in the position of an adult, and non-white people would be in the position of children, in the context of white supremacy?
He's asking you if in the system of white supremacy, are white people like adults and non-white people like children?
I don't think so, but why don't the non-colored people or the non-white people educate themselves so they're not children, in your words?
I'm going to point something out. She continually places responsibility for the conditions of victims of racism at the hands of the victims of racism, and continually ignores the fact that it is white people who have enormous amounts of power and manipulate every area of human activity and dominate every area of human activity to produce people who are ignorant and uneducated and confused. And this racist person continues to blame and place responsibility for the victims of racism's condition onto the victims of racism. I mean, this is
I'm not
racism.
placing blame.
Blaming.
I'm just saying, if you guys feel like you're victims, then don't play victims. Educate yourself.
We're not playing victims. This is not a role play. We are educating ourselves currently,
and then
we're not playing victims. We are being victimized by white people. We're not just playing victims and taking this role and title without any real reality out there. It's a system of racism carried out by racist people like yourself that make us victims. And for you to tell victims of racism to stop, if you're going to play the role, help yourself, is placing blame and culpability onto victims of racism for the things that you do. You practice racism and you're a racist. Then you blame victims of racism for their own problems when you are the one who created them.
Hold on 1 second. That's an excellent point to hold on. Go ahead.
Yes, this question is directed to the white female who keeps referencing different races. My question is, what is the constructive value to non-white people of the concept of race?
Can you kind of rephrase that?
What good does it do? Does the concept of race do non-white people any good? How does it help them? How does the use of the word race, the use of the concept of race, how has it historically or how is it presently being used in a way that is helpful to people who are not white?
This is Kelly, a different white person than I think you were directing your question to, but I would guess, I'm pretty sure that the concept of white supremacy isn't what the other white woman is thinking about. That's not the framework she's operating in. To talk about white race among many races is more like prejudice rather than we're talking about power when we're talking about white supremacy.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not sure that you answered my question.
This is Yellow Manny. I think that's an excellent question, and the racist person, Kelly said that this other race person was not operating in the same framework. I disagree. I think she's practicing racism, just like white people have been trained to do. And she may not have the same definitions of words, but she definitely has the same concept and frameworks, because she continues to blame the victim and practice racism as we speak. I don't know. I'm not a white person, so I don't have a lot of validity and credibility in what I say, but I would say that just to answer your question, because these white people are not answering it, is there is no good use of race for non-white people. I think it's a very old tactic that always works, of divide and conquer. If the non-white people have a collective interest to fight white people, for them to gain power and stay supreme, they must divide and conquer all groups of non-white people. So that's why you have things like race to divide all different groups of non-white people who have a collective interest to fight racism and white supremacy. And in addition to that, you have things like patriarchy to then cut every group race in half again. And then you have things like class to cut up all groups in different areas. And so you have a huge system of divide and conquer, race being one of the most important factors. And so, yeah, that would be my answer to your question.
Hold on one second, because Pre-7, do you have a question or a comment? I know you're hanging out still.
Yeah, I am hanging out. I did notice that neither of the white females answered the question as to what good the concept or word of race does to non-white people. So having not answered the question, I think a logical conclusion that it is that it has no constructive value for non-white people, but yet it does exist under a system of white supremacy. So I think the logical conclusion is that the only purpose of a race is to practice racism, and that therefore the only people who have demonstrated the qualification to be a race are the people who actually practice white supremacy, because to practice racism are the people who practice white supremacy, because they have proven that they are supreme. Consequently, it is confusing, and they should stop using the term other races when there is only one functional race. That is the people who actually practice the only functional racism, the white supremacists. Therefore, it is impossible for anyone who is not white to practice racism, because they do not belong or are not members of a race. That actually wasn't a question. I could put it in the form of a question, which is that logical to the white females who did not answer the question in the first place?
It's logical to me.
Thank you.
Hearing it from you, yes.
Thank you.